Oh, good music and everything.
You guys smell that? Love is in the air here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. Plus, we're live and amplified all over the world on the Inland Sports channel on YouTube. We've got a great show. Unfortunately, David Zink is too cool for school. He's not here today. But we're holding it down with Geoff Gorham from Norte Vista. We've got world-famous intern Angel back from USC.
Yes! Back from the dead, man.
I had a football coach tell me, and this was like one of the best quotes. He's talking about his quarterback. The quarterback's name was Dylan Meadows. And they just won a big game. In fact, it was against Cody Kessler and Centennial up in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
And he says, I don't care what you guys say, I'll take Dylan Meadows to the grave with me. Dude, we played that soundbite over and over on the news. It was so good. But glad to see you're back from the grave, world famous.
Indeed.
We're gonna introduce our newest intern, Ja Rule. Ja, go ahead and say hello to the world.
Hello.
So he's a Green Bay Packers fan.
He's got a radio voice, too.
Oh, yeah. And listen, this is a real treat. We don't even belong in the same room as this guy, but J.D. Clemente, local author, is here talking about his new book. If you like football and drama,
I love all that.
I know. Mix in a Star Wars character and you'll be happy, right?
And a possible character very close to us.
We're going to get into that, yeah, world famous. There might be an Inland Sports team member in that book.
Ooh.
We're going to talk about that and how J.D. came up with that and how important of a role that this character might play in his book. So we've got a lot to get to. We're going to talk about the CIF Southern Section basketball playoffs as well. A little UCR hoops and baseball a little bit later in the show. A lot of good stuff coming your way. It's all brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training in Corona. AdrenalineAthletic.com is the website. Listen, if you're an athlete, maybe you want to make the starting lineup at your school. Maybe you're trying to get a scholarship. Maybe you're a college guy back in the off-season. Whatever you're doing, they can hook it up, get you to that next level, whatever you're trying to get to. AdrenalineAthletic.com is the website. Adrenaline Athletic Training in Corona. Spoiled. Quick quality oil change in Riverside. It's in the name. Spoiled. Do you know they actually give you mints and the ladies get carnations in their car? I mean, how many places you get the oil change and they do that for you? Not the places that Geoff goes. I know that.
No, they give me dirt and a dirty handshake.
That's why Spoiled's the best, man. And then, of course, Remax Advantage. They offer full real estate along with escrow and loans. You can go to remaxadvantage.me for more information. Nobody sells more real estate. Nobody. Call 909-307-5665. Ask for Joe Miller and tell them the Inland Sports Show sent you. All right. So we're going to talk first about high school basketball, the playoffs.
Playoffs?
And before we get to that, though, we got Geoff Gorham. And can I give you the same intro that I gave you last time?
You can.
He is a local legend. The all-time leading scorer in Riverside County history. He discovered Kawhi Leonard. And he's a Star Wars guru. It's Geoff Gorham from Norte Vista High School. Welcome to the Inland Sports Show officially now, Geoff.
Hey, I'm glad to be back. Oh, great music.
There's
too.
the music.
I love it.
Listen, we got a lot to talk about. The Inland Sports All-Star Game.
Yes, we do.
The basketball playoffs.
Yes, we do.
But first things first, I've got to know, is there any chance that Supreme Leader Snoke is the Emperor? Is there any chance?
There is no chance at all.
What?
I do not believe he is. I think Snoke is actually the Emperor's
master, right?
The master, yes.
So he was the apprentice
Yes,
to
I think
Darth.
so.
Was it Darth?
Darth Tyrannus and Darth
Plagueis?
Plagueis, yes, there we go. So I do think he might be Darth Plagueis.
Because you're our resident Star Wars
Yes.
guy. Like that's why I'm asking
my
you.
My whole theory is that he is Darth Plagueis because he was brought back from the dead by the Emperor himself. Yes.
See, that's what I thought. Okay. All right, now we got that out of the way. Back to sports. So the Inland Sports All-Star Game coming up. It's going to happen in April. Can we say the official date?
Yes.
Are we safe?
We're saying April 15th, I believe we said. Friday night?
Friday night, April 15th, Norte Vista High School.
At Norte Vista High School.
So the second annual Inland Sports All-Star Basketball Game. Do you remember last year? I got some video queued up if you're watching this live and amplified.
An absolute great game. I've been to a lot of the other All-Star games, but I think last year's was top them all.
And remember, it was that Devin Fleming from Valley View hit a three with like 2 seconds left, wasn't it, to win it?
Yep, it was a great game. Both sides, there was dunks, scored. They scored over 100 points each. It was a great game, fun to watch.
It was Team Tarkanian against Team Macy.
Yep.
And we can tell you confidently that one of the head coaches will be
Yancey Dodson of Riverside Poly High School.
He's a local legend
He
too,
is.
right?
He is. In fact, we played Little League together. We played high school basketball together. And now he's beating everybody up over at Poly.
He's doing a great
Oh,
job,
great
isn't
job.
he?
I think he's been the coach of the year, honestly.
That Inland Valley League from top to bottom is just brutal. Rancho Verde, North, Poly's in there. Arlington's not bad. I mean, that's a good league top to bottom.
Any team in that league will knock anybody off at any given time. So, yeah, it's a really good league.
So we're looking at some video. Team Tark against Team Macy last year. The second annual Inland Sports All-Star Game coming back April 15th, Norte Vista High School. So if you're a senior basketball player out there, you're listening to the show, you follow us on Twitter, hit us up, right? Can we take suggestions, some nominations?
Yes, we can. In fact, any coaches that are listening, I will be contacting you along with Tim Hatch in the next week or so. And we're going to get the two teams together here fairly quickly. But if you want to be a part of the team, you might want to send me a Twitter or an email, and we'll see if we can get you on that team.
Angel's laughing. Do you send out Twitters?
I'm wondering if I have eligibility still.
Angel, we wanted you to play last year, but you had to go to a baseball game. Remember
Oh,
that?
man. Still holding that grudge.
It was 66ers night, man.
We had a nice shirt for you. We had everything for you, and you were at a baseball game. A minor league baseball game, too.
He picked that over the inaugural
Inland
Sports All-Star Game.
It's high A, not low A.
It is high A.
There we go.
Which makes all the difference in the world, right?
But maybe this year we can have Angel show up.
We
had a 3-point shootout planned out.
Yeah, and you flaked.
Yeah.
Pep was out there shooting by himself.
Sad. It was an ugly scene, dude. It was bad for everybody. We've got Geoff Gorham here from the Norte Vista High School boys basketball team, the head coach. Tim Hatch did not make it. I mean, what's so important on a Saturday that he couldn't come in?
I don't know.
He heard I'm here.
He heard Angel was here. You know, he probably had a rough week like I did. We both had rough weeks, but I was just I was more manly to come in here and face the music.
So Tim Hatch and Citrus Hill finished in third place in the Mountain Pass League, 6-4 in league. So they're still going to the playoffs.
Still going to playoffs. Still very, very good team.
Now, the last time I saw our good friend Timmy, they had just beaten Beaumont. He was riding high, man.
Yes,
he looked like
was.
Kelly Slater, the surfer, on top of a wave. And he was on top of the world, feeling great.
Of course he was.
And then I go on Max Preps. I'm like, what? Dude, the wheels fell off this thing. What happened?
A couple little losses here and there. It's just, in his league, there's some pretty good teams. Stockwoods, Citrus Hill, Beaumont.
There are good teams.
And Hammett can knock off anybody at any given
I think they did knock off Citrus Hill.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. How much be nice. But yeah, he's had a rough couple weeks, but if he can get together in the playoffs, they'll do fine. They'll do some damage.
He's got some talent.
He does.
So, it's not out of the realm possibility. I think he can do something here in the postseason.
Yeah, Brandon Brown's a heck of a player.
Are they 1A for playoffs? Does that sound right?
I think so.
No, they were 2A because I think they played Rev last year in the first round and almost beat them.
They're not into it. We were into it.
Oh, you better step your game up.
Hey, we already played them once. I wouldn't mind actually getting another shot at those guys. I like Redlands East Valley. Coach does a great job over there. But I think Tim was ranked 13th in.
Is it 1A or 2AA maybe?
It might be 2AA.
But you guys aren't in the same playoff division.
We are not.
That's too bad. That's a shame right there.
I would like to play Tim, actually.
Wouldn't that be fun?
It would be a lot of fun.
I think you might actually get him this year.
I think we would.
We've got Geoff Gorham here from Norte Vista High School. Let's talk about your team. 7-3, which sounds good, right? It looks good. It sounds good.
It looks great.
But you went up against your best friend Mark Gard in Supa Dupa Harupa Valley and lost.
You know what? I woke up this morning. Like I said, I've been a little sick. And I had this really bad dream that we got beat by 25 to Harupa Valley. And then I realized it was real, so. But, it was, the kids are a little, it's the best team we've had in 23 years. We're 17-8. We're going into the playoffs with some good momentum, believe it or not. We just threw up, we got snake bitten by Harupa Valley. It's hard to beat somebody 3 times in a row. We beat them twice during the regular season. And then the last game of the year, we just kind of gave it away. And one kid played great. He had 41 points. And there's nothing we could really do about it.
Now, you guys hang your hat on scoring a lot of points.
We do.
I mean, scoring like 80, 90, pushing 100 points a game.
Yes, we do.
But I saw some of your scores, and they were like in the 50s.
Yeah, we figured out the second half of the league, we had to slow it down a little bit. Our big guy, Osasri Idemundia, came into play here in the second half of the league. And so we slowed it down. Teams really slowed it down on us. They zoned us. They did whatever they could to stop it. But we hadn't used our big guy all year. And he really helped us and got us some big wins down the stretch.
Got Geoff Gorham here from the Norte Vista boys basketball team. We're talking on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM, about the CIF Southern Section playoffs, kind of recapping the regular season. The brackets come out tomorrow, but we know the open division matchups already. They came out this morning. We've got the Centennial boys hosting Compton. Roosevelt playing on the road at Redondo Union. That's the boys matchups. We also had two local girls teams qualify for the open division. Cajon will host Sierra Canyon, and the Vista Murrieta girls will host Harvard Westlake. And those matchups are next Friday, Saturday in the open division, which you look at it, it's just absolutely brutal. It's a huge accomplishment, right, Coach, to get into the open division, but it's like a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah, because, every team in that division is great. It's just, if you have a snake bite game, it's over. And, if you're in the lower division, you have a shot to win at any division that they're in. Centennial's really good. Roosevelt's great. But they're going to get some high-caliber teams.
Let me ask you about Kawhi Leonard. Playing his first
All-Star game.
But that's what gets me, because he's been an NBA Finals MVP, right?
Yep.
A defensive MVP in the NBA.
Yep.
This is his first NBA All-Star game? I just couldn't believe it.
Well, he's a quiet guy. He's not demonstrative on the court, so you kind of forget he's out there. You have big superstars that get the shoe endorsements and so forth. But Kawhi's always been a quiet guy. Like I said, I've said in the past, he was probably the fourth option on his high school team. And he's come so far, going through San Diego State, and just kind of worked his way up. And I honestly think that he'll be one of the best players in the next decade we have. You're going to look back and you're going to say Kawhi Leonard's one of the best players we've had.
Quietly does everything well, right?
Yep, and a good solid guy, good citizen. Just has done whatever it takes to be good. He gets better every year.
Now, see, I wish Tim Hatch was here, because Kawhi Leonard, a former San Diego State guy, Tim knows Steve Fisher.
Yes,
he you know what? When he came on the show last time, I gave him a hard time saying, you brag about Steve Fisher and you guys are tight and this and that. He actually took me to a San Diego State basketball game. I got to meet Steve Fisher and shook his hand and all that.
Oh, yeah.
So
Fisher's a good guy.
I was going to tell Coach Hatch, thanks. I appreciate it.
In fact, Hatch is probably down watching them play Air Force today. Who knows where he is, really?
Man, that guy's a mystery sometimes, isn't he?
He is a mystery.
Probably went to Michoacan, Mexico.
Hanging out. Eating street tacos.
What do you call you? Angel, world famous intern Angel over here was a senior at North High, and he called him a
Senor.
He's a senor at North High School. Jeez. All right, Coach Gorham, looking at the playoffs, what do you guys have to do well to maybe string together a couple wins? Did you, go back to what you guys do best and run the floor and try to post 90 on somebody?
Oh, we're going to get 100 on somebody.
100?
That's our goal now. We did what we had to win games. We got a second place, which is great. I'm going to tip my hat off to Justin Norman, who's won his fourth in a row over La Sierra. But I'll tell you what, if you don't know anything about us and you're from outside the area and you haven't played that run and gun basketball, and if you get us on a good night, we could beat anybody. Then again, we could
lose to anybody.
But no, I honestly feel good about the playoffs. I feel good that we're injury free. We've been injury free all year, and we're excited. Hopefully, we can get a home game and do some damage.
Before we let you go, I'm just curious, how does that dynamic work? So Mark Gard is your homie, right? You guys go way back.
Best friend in the world, best man at my wedding.
But he beat you, what was it, by
25.
By 25, and it just ruined your league title shot. I mean, what was that conversation like after the game with Coach Gard?
I just walked up to him and said, I quit. No, I didn't. No, honestly, if you're going to lose to anybody, you might as well lose to somebody you like rather than your enemy. I mean, if there's somebody across the court I don't like and he beats me, and it means something, then I'm going to be really upset. But you really I can't fault my best friend who's, been so good to my family and so forth. And he had a kid on his team that just played. I've never seen a high school kid make that many. He was just on fire.
41, right? You said 41.
And I think they shot 84% from the field in the second half. So.
He actually hit me up on Twitter.
Oh, I saw that.
He was on.
Yeah, but the only thing is, he had 41 or 42 or whatever. My book had him 41.
Flores, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no way in heck he said he had 14 rebounds. Let's be honest.
Let's compare your book to their book, right?
I mean, I know he had 41, 42 points, but 14 rebounds might be a stretch. But I'll tell you what, that was the best high school game of a kid I've seen in years. And he's great. It was just fun to watch. Not that much.
Not for you, not from your bench.
But reflecting on it, it was really a good game. Happy for those guys.
Is there any chance that Han Solo's alive?
No, Han Solo's He's gone.
Don't say that, dude.
He's gone.
It's like a friend from my childhood that you tell me he's never coming back.
I told you. Did you cry when you watched it? Did you get a little choked up a little?
I was confused. Like, this is not happening. Like, when you have a bad dream, you wake up, you're like, wow, I'm just so glad that wasn't real.
Yeah.
So who owns the Millennium Falcon now?
That would be Ray and Chewbacca.
Chewie.
Or Chewie, I guess.
I think it should just be Chewbacca,
Yeah,
right?
Chewie should. It should just be his. But I think they're going to continue to have him in the movies. But I think old Han Solo has perished, and I saw it coming. Everybody in the theaters.
Yeah.
Really? You saw?
Oh yeah.
Dude,
I saw
that
it
was like a
coming.
curveball, man. I saw that coming at me, and it just dropped in for a strike, and I'm like, what?
They can't pay for Chewbacca and Han Solo for the next one, dude.
That's too much?
In that scene, when the lighting goes red, you know it's all falling apart.
Yeah, it was over. But I am looking forward to seeing Luke in the next one, though. That's key. And they're filming it right now.
I'm fired up about it.
I'm fired up for the one at Christmas, Rogue One.
That's
It's
right.
gone.
You told me there's another branch of Star Wars that's
going
going down at Christmas time.
So, yep.
Anytime you want to talk Star Wars or basketball, you know you have a place here on the Inland Sports Show, right?
I love Pep and the Inland Sports Show, and everybody. You guys do a great job.
And World Famous came just back from
I'm
that.
really
this.
excited. And he's carrying a basketball. I don't think he knows what to do
I'm
with it.
trying to get in this All-Star game, man. I have eligibility still.
Hey, you're probably end up going to some minor league hockey or lacrosse game or something.
Norte Vista head coach Geoff Gorham, may the force be with you.
May the force be with you, Pep.
All right, when we come back, we've got JD Clemente, big-time celebrity, making time for us. We're going to talk about his new book, plus a little bit later in the show, UCR Hoops and baseball. The one and only Inland Sports Show coming back on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Every sport that we offer here, the performance training is definitely specific to what they need. A lot of people actually come in here for the performance training, and also we have our travel ball program with our softball and baseball teams. Our performance training definitely to get quicker, stronger, faster.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so.
Jeez. Listen, we were just talking off the air, and we should probably just stream this live in between the commercial breaks. I didn't spoil Star Wars for anybody, right?
Han Solo's dead.
Now we got JD Clemente in the house. Who said there was a bumper sticker?
It's right outside. There's a giant bumper sticker on the guy's car. It says Han Solo's dead.
Jeez. Now, if I would have saw that before I saw the movie, I'd probably been mad and be like, "What? What does that mean?"
He's probably had it on for a while,
Man, all right. We're back here on the Inland Sports Show. Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. We're live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports Channel on YouTube. It's all brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training in Corona, Spoiled, Quick Quality Oil Change in Riverside, and Remax Advantage. Nobody sells more real estate. I said nobody. 909-307-5665. If you go to Adrenaline, Spoiled, or Remax, tell them the Inland Sports Show sent you. We appreciate their support. They keep this thing going. Quick shout out, because we love the shout outs here on the Inland Sports Show. Shout out to the Val Verde School District. They actually put me in their movie Knockdown. It's like a boxing movie. A girl, was trying to make the Olympic trials for boxing. I mean, I'm sure they regret it now after they saw me act and put it in there, but I appreciate them inviting me. Got to be a boxing announcer, real stretch, I know.
Okay.
So shout out to them. And also the Val Verde School District. So the Rancho Verde High School, I will be your principal on March 2nd. So I'm going to have a sit down with head football coach Jeff Steinberg. Going to kind of re-examine his philosophy on the team and the way he approaches it. I don't want to come down too hard on him, but I'm going to maybe make some changes, some suggestions. So
Be
March,
good.
So yeah,
We don't win very much over that,
It's funny. I was also the principal, JD, at Centennial High School back in the spring. So the joke
Logan
is,
what to do.
yeah. Who tells Logan what to do?
You do.
Yeah,
Pep
exactly.
Fernandez tells Logan what
So
to
you're
do.
gonna bring in the wishbone, more fakes.
One word: fullback. Bringing the fullback back, guys. Who's gonna block? We need a fullback. So, anyways, March 2nd at the Rancho Verde High School. I will be your principal. All right, now we're talking about Citrus City Dreams Part 1 here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. We've got JD Clemente in the house. So, JD, let me ask you, because I'm just curious. When you write books, how do you got to motivate yourself, right? I mean, how do you hunker down and say, today's the day, I'm going to close all the blinds, I'm going to brew some coffee, I'm going to sit down, and I'm not getting up until I kind of formulate all this stuff going on in my head. How does that work when you try to get a book out of your head?
That's a good question, although it didn't really start off that way. I actually wrote the beginning of Citrus City Dreams in Bosnia.
In Bosnia?
In Bosnia. So I was on
because that's a football hotbed.
Well,
of course.
I went to University of Notre Dame to get my master's, and then they sent me on a peacekeeping mission there. And, it's like the Born Identity there at night. So I'm staying in at night, I locked the doors. The only thing on was Miami Vice. And I'm like, I've seen this episode. So I just would open the oven, because there's no heater. It's like below zero, and just out eat the place. And I just write, and just started writing. And I was there about 6 weeks. And when I got back to Notre Dame to finish my master's program, I was like, dude, I got like 250,000 words here. So I started looking up like word counts and stuff. And
I love how you paint that picture. So you're in Bosnia.
I'm in Bosnia.
With the oven open, letting the heat come out.
Trying to buy jeans, but they only, fat people wear size 32 there. So they're like,
They're not really fat.
No jeans. No jeans. Those jeans are awesome. But yeah, I'm like, it's like a girl's extra small was like their large,
Excuse me, we're talking with JD Clemente here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. So, you went to Riverside Poly, you went to Boston College, you went to Notre Dame, not high school, Notre Dame, the Notre Dame. I didn't even know this. You were on a peacekeeping mission to Bosnia? Like, were you trying to save the world, or what was going on in that?
It's funny. I talk a lot. Obviously, we've met a few times, and talking is not a problem. But we took some people from our master's program, and when they were putting the group together, the idea was we needed to have someone to communicate and do contracts, and I had a background as a sports agent writing contracts, so somehow I get lumped in this group of Rangers and Navy SEALs and all these guys, and it's like, and we had the guy that would help us talk, but there was like 8 different dialects, so we still couldn't understand what the heck was going on. But yeah, no, I just woke up, and all of a sudden I'm like, I left December 31st, so I woke up that new year, like 2009 or so. I was like, oh my God, I'm in Bosnia.
That's crazy. That's wild.
So yeah, no, that was kind of a weird deal.
So some people might know you as Mike Colucci.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Your pen name is JD Clemente.
Correct.
Let's talk about the inspiration for the book, because if you read it, people, if they're local, they're going to connect the dots and be like, that character or this place or whatnot is kind of loosely based on things here in Riverside and the surrounding areas. Is that fair to say?
I think that's fair to say. And if you can easily pin the dot on the person, then that means I like the person.
Wait, hold on, but there's a sports reporter named Zink in there.
Yeah, so that just, I mean, Zink's, he's so huge that he couldn't even be at his own show, apparently, you know.
He's too big time.
Right?
He's too big
Too
time
big
for
time.
that.
But he actually makes his character, which I went radically different. It's John Zink instead of Dave Zink, which is
that's a real curveball.
Real curveball if you can't figure it out for you guys. But he comes in pretty early, I think, after the mysterious murder of the head coach at Citrus City High.
Oh,
and
man.
he
There's
comes
drama
in,
in this
he's
book.
there's I don't know
beyond
if
the game.
This is definitely, you know, this is not Star Wars.
So let's say this book, if you're going to describe it in like a one line, high school football, murder, drama. I mean,
people are telling me it's kind of like Scarface meets Friday Night Lights.
Oh
wow.
I'm down.
I mean, I don't want to sound like whatever, but it's
only the best book ever, is what you're saying.
Besides being the best book written. No, I can't really say it's like anything else, you know, but it definitely has like those elements of a Friday Night Lights, of Any Given Sunday, of a what's the one with Denzel?
Why am I drawing a blank here too?
Remember the Titans.
Yeah,
it's got people are telling me
Thank
there's
you,
a little
Greg.
bit of that in there, but
Maybe Greg?
and maybe in the second book, but and then Citrus City is kind of a metaphor for the Inland Empire. So it's kind of like how if you're
Citrus City,
yeah,
man,
I mean,
that makes
it's the birth of the orange groves, right? And also if you got it's like Gotham, New York City, so kind of in that element.
This
is where it
fictional
came out.
city, yeah.
yeah. So
Well, in honor of Zink, he didn't pass away. I'm not saying he passed away, but in honor of Zink, who's not here today, here is the local reporter, John Zink, local sports reporter. And here's his. Is his one quote in here? Is this one line?
He has 34 lines, but this is the introduction for his character, which I'm pretty sure will be played by Tom Cruise in the movie
let's
version.
make this. Yeah, okay,
Okay,
I gotcha.
Yeah, there's someone super cool, Channing Tatum. I don't know, somebody super cool and just
that's who I was thinking when I thought.
I actually was
for
thinking
Zink.
Channing Tatum for you.
Oh.
and then he could be like, I don't know, like Helmsworth, that guy from the.
Oh yeah.
That could be Zink.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can I read his line?
Sure.
It's very dramatic. Hey Joe.
It is the principal of the high school. He's calling.
Oh, so Joe's the principal
Joe's the
at
principal
Citrus City
and
High
he's
School.
calling him like at 6 a.m. right after this
Because
murder.
he got the scoop. He wants to break the
scoop.
story.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big deal.
He's a good reporter. Hey Joe, principal. John Zink here. So what is this rumor I hear about Jake James transferring to Eastside High or going to Modern Day? Who is going to take the reins at Citrus City? Pretty compelling. So
Yikes.
he's trying to break the story.
At 6 a.m. right after the guy just croaked, So he got how did John Zink get the scoop? Because
It's part of the mystery of this book.
that's part of
He's
the magic
John
of the Zink.
John Zink.
So you said people that you know, people you run into, your friendships, relationships around this area help you inspire characters, right, and places and things in this book.
The good characters. I mean, yeah.
Is John Zink a good character? I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what? Well, I'm not trying to throw Zink under a bus here. I'm just curious. Is he a good character? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Of course he is.
Zink.
It's Zink. All right. So
There's some mutiny going on here, Pep.
Yeah.
I don't know about this ship here.
We eat our own on this show.
This ship is worrying me a little.
If we're not combative on this show, we're doing something wrong. We're always a little combative.
That's funny.
So let me ask you. So how many books have you penned?
So there's these 3, and then I've written 10. So I've got 10 in the can, ready to go. The idea was to release this one about a year ago this time, and I don't want to dwell on it, but I got in the car accident, the 9 surgeries and all that, yada, yada, yada. So everything's about a year off. And then
So is part 2 for Citrus City Dreams already done?
It's done, yeah. So you've got the T-shirt already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's right here.
So it's called Pineapple Gods. and the third one's called The Prodigy Chronicles.
Ooh.
So that's part 3. That's where it ends. And
That's a
then
trilogy.
That's where it ends.
Like all the good ones are.
That's where it ends. I mean, you'll be crying after that one. Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
and
man.
then
like Han Solo going off the side and all that.
I mean, we're 2 years out, so we don't even need to be like.
John Zink make a cameo in the other one.
yeah.
John Zink might get whacked. Remember, I just said.
Oh, remember, it's
I mean,
kind of like
you know,
Scarface.
he didn't show. He doesn't show up to his own show. I mean, talking about being big time.
Yikes.
Oh man, we're talking with J.D. Clemente, his new book, Citrus City Dreams Part 1, available on Amazon tomorrow, because nothing says Valentine's Day like football and murder and...
Murder, sex, and beer is a good theme for Valentine's Day,
There you go.
I think. And so, what a lot of couples are talking about. And so, hopefully the latter part of that sentence, not the beginning, but yeah, no, it's going to be available on Amazon. And like I said, so far it's been like a mixtape sale. And so, you know, we're...
Hey, check this out. Tell me what you think. Right?
Well, I mean, it's literally got... It's out of control right now. I mean, I think this will be about 3,000 reads now today, which is a lot with no. This is the first promotion, really.
Well, you were in Inland Empire magazine.
I was in Inland Empire magazine, and then that got some promotion, and then I mean, I've just had people walking up to me on the street to like, hey, do you have a copy? So I've been carrying them in my car, and so now we're launching official here, going on Amazon and making it available to everybody. I was kind of making it like hard to get a copy, you know? Like,
yeah, exclusive.
I can control the copies, but it's past that point now, so.
Well, now that you're on the Inland Sports Show,
I know,
I mean, you better
it's
go.
Go big or go home at this point, you know.
You know it,
So,
man.
I think there's people waiting outside on the way to the car.
Groupies.
It happens. It happens. You know?
So you're a high school football player, Paulie. You're playing college at Boston College. This whole time in the back of your head, are you thinking, you know what? One day I want to be a writer. I've got some ideas, like
I had a
things
lot
I
of
want
time to think about this from the bench. And so, you know, I was at Boston College, and I'm surprised I can still even formulate a sentence because, you know, I would always be, we would play Notre Dame, Syracuse, Miami, and I was always like that week's star. So, like, I'd be like McNabb when we played Syracuse. So, like, you know, on Saturday, of course, I didn't play because it broke every bone in my body. I'm like,
that
hi,
whole week during
Syracuse.
practice, they're tearing you
I'm
up.
Donovan McNabb at, you know, 6 feet, 180 instead of 6'4", 220, whatever he was. Yeah, and so I got a good view. I mean, I played with both Hasselbacks, and I should say played with. I was, again, in
On
the
the
program.
team.
But, yeah, I mean, the Hasselbacks were there. There was a time when I was playing scout offense as a receiver thinking, God, there's like 8 guys that are going to play in the NFL right there. So, I mean, I know I paid my dues and did my thing there. So, yeah, no, I don't know. I've kind of always kept journals and always been kind of a philosophical kind of person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no intention, though, of putting this out. I wrote it. I gave it to my dad, and he's like, you know what, this is really good. So it's like, well, it's your dad. You know?
Yeah. Is it really good, or is
yeah,
it
but
your dad
he
saying it's good?
said, you know,
Yeah.
print a couple hundred copies and see what happens. And it's like, they were gone. I had people asking me for part 2, and I'm like, really?
Man.
So, yeah,
John Zink.
John Zink
It must be the John Zink character.
John
I don't
Zink.
know. And then the Inland Empire magazine called, and they're like, hey, you want to do a little promo? Sure. Then, you know,
So the wheels are turning.
Then the
It's
day that
happening.
changed my life, of course, is when Pep Fernandez calls.
Oh, man.
And you're like, wait a minute, is that really Pep? Because you've
But you know
seen
what?
him, you know?
We gotta get a prequel of how John Zink came upon John Zink. We need a prequel of that, okay?
Okay, so
we need a
we'll
book
do
written
it.
about John Zink.
I think we do like a little mini novella after the second
Oh,
one.
wow.
Kind of like they're doing with the Star Wars things. Where
Yeah.
like he like comes out of like the swamp.
Where
you
does
know?
this guy come
And you have
from?
to like, you know, like get all the hair off him first, and then they have to like, you know, feed him and teach him to like
Yeah.
adapt to society. You know what I mean?
And then
Because at first he's just like eating people and beating
Primitive,
people up.
very
He's so
primitive.
primitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like, remember Encino Man, the movie?
Oh, yeah,
That
with
would be
John
like,
Astin.
it's exactly that movie, except Zink plays the caveman. Zink is the caveman.
And he develops his...
Social
Right,
skills, he
yeah,
stops like
journalistic
peeing
ability.
himself and things like that. And then like, then he becomes John Zink, the reporter. This is a good.
It is. I'm going for it.
This is your USC degree on you.
Let's do it.
You know
What
what's
happened?
This is a good time, because we have 5 minutes left in the segment. This is a good time to bring in our newest intern, Javier Cabrera. Ja Rule, say hello to America.
Hello.
Now, he told me before we came in that part of his internship course, he's getting units for being here right now, JD. He has to report back to his professor what they did today, right?
Right?
So what are you going to tell them about this little conversation we just had with a world-famous author here?
I'm not sure.
He talked about cavemen and peeing on yourself? And I mean, what are you going to tell your professor about what you learned today from the Inland Sports Show?
I was gonna say 2
It
words.
was fun.
John Zink.
John Zink.
I'm puzzled about John Zink.
Yeah.
So, I heard rumors out there, because I'm a man about town. I walk the streets. I heard that there might be a Pep Fernandez character at some point in one of these books.
It's not a rumor. We can verify this on the air worldwide that there will be a Pep Fernandez character
That's the best news I've heard.
as
all day.
Pep Fernandez. So
Now
he
let's-
won't be peeing himself.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
mind coming from humble beginnings. That's fine. I just don't want to come like rising out of the swamp.
Yeah,
with,
you can't be like Zink. You've already got one of those. If you had 2 of those, it's just like you put them in a cage and you sell admission.
You know, it'd be
So
very
for you, it's going to be. Trust me, it's going to be good.
Well, JD, very interesting that Zink's character is very aggressive. He wants to break the story. He's calling, 6 in the morning to the school principal. Maybe he gets out-scooped by the other guy. Maybe the other guy's Pep Fernandez.
That's not a bad idea. I was kind of thinking you would be like the TV radio guy.
That's fine, too,
And
yeah.
he'd be the print guy.
Yeah, there you go.
You know,
I now have
it
one
just takes a
goal.
little tweaking here. That's the beauty of fiction. I mean,
So how many times have you written something and you're, riding your bike, you're walking the mall, and you're like, oh man, that's all wrong. I got to go back and change that. I got it now. This is how it's supposed to go. Do you do that a lot? Do you second guess yourself?
not really.
No? Once you put it down, you're like, that's
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, once you've edited and spell checked it, and hey, that was the stream of consciousness I was in when I wrote it, and let's see if it fits. If it fits, let's go with it. And then
when do you do your best work? Late at night, early in the morning?
I'm a night person.
Are you?
Yeah, definitely like between like 10 and 4.
Do you really just, once you get going,
I can just crank. Yeah.
How do you decide to, I got to cut it off. Because
I
once it
haven't
starts
yet.
coming, it just
I
starts
haven't
coming,
yet.
right?
I haven't yet. I've been fortunate enough to be, teaching at RCC and things like that where, I'll have, if I don't have to be at a class or something the next day, I know I can crank for 6 or 7 hours, so I just go. Or like on a weekend, I'll just go.
If you're watching us live and amplified around the world, we've
Just
got
pulled up.
a picture of
John Zink.
David Zink,
Oh,
a.k.a. the reporter in Citrus City Dreams Part 1.
the Drew Carey shot.
So
You should put that on the book. John Zink, the legend.
So once again, big time by Zink. It's story of my life, really.
Really?
Not really.
So you went to the Inland Empire All-Star Classic.
I did.
Did you have a good time?
I
there?
had a fantastic time. Great game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows how much talent. I mean, I would put IE up against. There aren't 5 areas in the country that have this much talent. Period. Just name me 4.
I totally agree with you
Yeah.
right there.
So
when you're writing these books, did you know you wanted to take football and base everything around it, or is football just kind of a component that worked its way in? I mean, are you a mystery
I think
writer?
football,
I mean, how would you describe
I think
yourself?
Football worked for this one because obviously it's such a big part of my life as high school, college coach, and there's things I know about the game, and that's having worked as a sports agent and there's a lot I can write intelligently about. I think that's important when you're writing. It's like, hey, I'd like to write a cooking book, but I can't even make toast, so it would be a terrible cooking book. So you kind of write what you know, I think, but. Yeah. But my next book's a baseball book, and then the one after that is like Eminem meets Dr. Zeus Christmas poem, and it's
You got my attention.
it's called Bad Karma Day, and it's going to come out Black Friday of this year, and its main character is Betty, who's a Welf, half witch, half elf, and she's hot, Pep. She's hot.
Of course she is.
She's hot.
Wait, how did you describe that again? Dr. Seuss?
It's like Dr. Zeus meets Eminem. So it's
That's
crude,
awesome.
It's crude and crass, but it has a link to 7 different. I won't give too much away, but it has a link to 7 different organizations that you can support. So I'm going to actually give the book away for free if you give a donation to one of the causes, which are, I mentioned, very sarcastically and dark. But there's a silver lining. No, there's a silver lining. Kind of like this book. If you read my dedications first, it's about the coaches. It's about the area. It's about me just being really blessed and being
proud about the IE,
proud to be from here for sure.
All right, JD, before we let you go, how can people get this book? It goes on sale tomorrow on Amazon, correct?
Yeah, so tomorrow on Amazon, you said we're going to have a couple if first people that tweet can get, this is the last of the semi-gloss, all gloss autograph version. There's only 200 of those. So the first 2 people that tweet, is that what you said?
Yeah, let's do it.
First 2 people that tweet Pep or tweet, I'm just at JD Clemente. We just launched it. So,
I follow you on Twitter, by the way.
yeah, and you and 2 really strange other people I've never met.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to my 2 other, my stalkers, and then maybe hopefully I'll have more people after that. And it'll be available on Amazon, on my website, which is jdclemente.com, which will take you straight to the website, and at Kramer's Coffee in Riverside. You get a free cup of coffee.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Oh, wow.
Well, JD, we really appreciate the time. Best of luck at this book. There's an open door here. You're always welcome to come back in, and we'll give away those 2 free books on Twitter. Just hit us up and say you've been listening to the Inland Sports Show.
Thanks for having me, Pat.
Hey, you're the best, man. We really do appreciate it. Citrus City Dreams Part 1. Pick up your copy on sale on Valentine's Day on Amazon. When we come back, we'll talk a little UC Riverside basketball. A big baseball trade going down with one of our local guys. We'll tell you about that. And we'll dig in more with our newest intern, Ja Rule. Are you ready for this, Ja?
Of course.
I hope he is. I'm going to hit him hard with some tough, very tough questions. We'll be back on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
That we offer here, the performance training is definitely specific to what they need. A lot of people actually come in here for the performance training, and also we have our travel ball program with our softball and baseball teams. Our performance training definitely to get quicker, stronger, faster.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. Just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. Come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Every sport that we offer here, the performance training is definitely specific to what they need. A lot of people actually come in here for the performance training, and also we have
with Pep Fernandez on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM.
Did you guys just compare world famous, no offense, world famous international, but world famous JD Clemente to NWA?
Yeah,
Is that what was going on behind the scenes when we were in the commercial break?
yeah, he's very reminiscent of them. I mean, just the swagger he walks in, the way he commands a room when he walks in.
think you're onto something. See,
Next week.
world famous blows in here from USC and just has tons of good stuff to contribute to the show. He hits me up, just texts me, "Are you guys on at 2 o'clock?"
I was actually in bed about to take my daily 2-hour nap. And then I'm rolling through the TL on Twitter, and then Pep's like, show starts at 2, and I jump out of bed and I'm here, so.
Do you take a little siesta at USC every day? I mean, do you have like a break between classes? Or
I have a break. I mean, I plan my 30-minute siesta. It's necessary, man.
It is. I get it. You know, you've got a lot of homework, stay up late, studying, reading, right?
Work hard, sleep hard, you know?
Hanging at that's what I say. That's world famous intern Angel here from USC. He's joining us. We're going to talk with our newest intern, Ja Rule, a.k.a. Javier Cabrera, but you can just call him Ja Rule. And we're going to get to know a little bit more about him in a moment. The show brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training in Corona. Thank you guys. AdrenalineAthletic.com is the website. Spoiled, quick quality oil change and Remax Advantage. Nobody sells more real estate than my boy Joe Miller and his team. 909-307-5665. I want to remind everyone, next Tuesday, every Tuesday, we've got our show on IEMG TV. And coming up Tuesday on the next Sports Weekly, we've got a lot of high school basketball and high school soccer highlights as the basketball playoffs. The brackets come out tomorrow. The playoffs will begin next week. One of the games we'll be talking about on Sports Weekly is Cajon against Redlands. Now, Cajon was in first place all by them lonesome, but they lost to Redlands. The Terriers knocked them off, so what does it all mean? Well, it means Cajon and Redlands East Valley will share the Citrus Belt League title, but Cajon, because they beat Rev head-to-head twice, will be the #1 team coming out of the CBL. They're in Division 1A, and if you look at 1A, there's so many good local teams. We're talking about Temecula Valley, Riverside Poly, Beaumont, Valley View. So Division 1A is going to be full of local teams, a lot of good ones, and Cajon's one of them. So we'll talk about that on the next Sports Weekly. That's every Tuesday on IEMG TV. I want to give a shout out to Jacob Nottingham because we just had a new show. We did it from Adrenaline Athletic Training this week, live and amplified, and it's called The Headliner. It's a quick show, real quick, and we just tell you what's going on, the headlines around the inland area. One of the headlines was we got all our local guys, Major League Baseball players, going to spring training. Well, one of them is Jacob Nottingham, just reported to the Oakland A's. Well, guess what happened late last night?
Oh, no.
Nottingham got traded to the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yikes.
So, no, you guys, it's a good thing. It's okay. It's a good thing. I mean, the A's have a pretty good catcher right now, Voigt.
Yeah.
And Milwaukee's got a pretty good one with Lucroy.
Yeah.
But Jacob Nottingham,
He was tearing it up last year.
he was. He's really good. He's great at the plate. One of the highest rated prospects at catcher in all the minor leagues. So he's actually invited by Milwaukee to go to their major league camp. So he's going to Major League Camp with a chance to earn himself a spot on the Major League roster. So congrats to Jacob Nottingham, the newest member of the Milwaukee Brewers. Next weekend, UC Riverside Baseball will open up their season. They've got a 3-game series against Kansas State. Tentatively, we're trying to do our show live again from the Plex on Saturday, February 20th. As UCR, as I said, hosting K-State to open up the season under their second-year head coach, Troy Percival. So they've got a lot of local guys, a lot of good local guys, and Troy Percival's very excited. We talked to Ryan Lilly, who's the closer for the team. He's growing his hair out. And he said, you know what? I got the stuff on the mound. I can bring the heat. I'll bring that high stinky cheddar. That's not a problem.
For sure.
But now he's got the mop flowing.
Oh,
he said he needed that little extra something to intimidate the batters. So he's growing the hair out long. He's just going to let it wave and flop all around when he's on the mound closing out the game. So
let it just sweat. Let it just perspire, man.
Yeah, he's called it his dirty mop. He's just going to let his mop out there. So that's coming up next weekend. UC Riverside opening their baseball season against Kansas State. Meanwhile, UCR Hoops, they're home against Cal Poly tonight, 7:30 tip-off, 7:15 pregame show, beginning right here on Fox Sports 1350 with the voice of UCR Hoops, our good friend John Ramey. Now, John was trying to get to the studio. He wanted to come and join the show and talk a little UCR basketball. Got caught up in a little bit of traffic. So
yikes.
We're not expecting him because we're almost in the 2-minute warning here on the show. So, but you can catch out John Ramey and UCR Hoops tonight on Fox Sports 1350 beginning at 7:15. And if you look at UCR's schedule, it's close game after close game after close game. It's just ridiculous. I'm going to go through their last, 7 games. So going back, they've lost to Davis 50-49.
Ouch.
They lost to Cal State Northridge. Was an upset job. He's a matador over here.
All the way.
That was 73-71. They beat Fullerton 81-71. That was like the closest thing to a blowout here. They beat Cal Poly 72-68. Beat Long Beach State 74-72. Lost to Davis 58-55. And beat Northridge 75-72. Like every single game is like 2 or 3 points. It's ridiculous.
Well, I'll say next year when they get a certain Dikembe Martin, I think they'll come out on the winning side of all those games.
Yeah, North High, man. They need a guy that can handle the rock.
That is a
Dikembe
steal,
Martin,
dude.
man. Hey, by the way, world famous, how's USC hoops doing, right?
Hey, we're doing well, man. Enfield's got it going over there right now. Beat the Bruins, so Bruins down, and we're feeling good right now.
Crank up that USC fight song. I mean, yeah, you guys
I'm
beat
smelling
UCLA
March
twice.
Madness. I'm gonna get the body paint. I'm gonna go to the games.
Can we get a picture of
Yeah,
that?
if you do
I
it, we
will.
need a picture.
Right at Inland Sports, man.
All right, we're inside the final 5 minutes. Of course, everybody knows world famous intern Angel. He's called world famous for a reason. We've got no nickname intern Nick, but he plays baseball for Redlands High School, so he's in his season now. So we might not see him very much for the next couple months as he tries to lead the Terriers to a Citrus Belt League title. But we got the newest member, although he's not very new. We've known Ja Rule for years now. He's helped me out on the IEMG TV shows that we do. We appreciate his help. But now he's formally interning here for the Inland Sports Show. So we want everyone out there to get to know a little bit more about the newest member of our team. So you go to Cal State Northridge, right, John?
Yeah.
What are you studying and why are you studying that?
Well, I'm studying journalism, emphasizing broadcast. I just wanted to challenge myself because when I was at Riverside City College, I was the editor-in-chief of Viewpoints, and I thought I was doing well with writing, so I just wanted to test myself and see if I could do broadcasts.
Now listen, we've stayed in touch, but at one point you said you wanted to be a doctor. Why'd you go back to journalism?
I was thinking out of my mind. At that point, I thought I was doing well in biology for a couple weeks, but then at the end of the quarter, I barely passed with a D, so that was out of the picture.
I thought we were going to have a Dr. Ja Rule. That's what I was really hoping for.
Right.
Brain surgeon or something like that.
Yeah.
To work on zinc.
To work on Zeke, who rose from the swamp and peed on himself or whatever. JD Clemente. JD said that, not me, Zeke. If you're listening, JD said that, not us. You're listening to the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. So, John, let's do a little rapid fire. What is your favorite sports team?
Green Bay Packers.
Favorite player, any sport?
Kobe Bryant.
Favorite food?
In-N-Out, double.
Favorite musical group?
The Killers.
Favorite thing to do when you're not interning on the Inland Sports Show or just diligently studying for your classes at Cal State Northridge?
Well, at this moment, I really don't have any time, but when I do, I prefer sleeping or watching movies.
What's the number one thing that you hope to get from this internship on the one and only Inland Sports Show?
Life experiences.
Life experiences. Yeah, definitely that.
So, you know me.
Right.
What do you think I've been able to teach you, or you're hoping that I will teach you?
Well, I've learned a lot from you, but if I want to learn something from this internship, obviously just carrying yourself and being professional.
You're not going to learn that here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're not going to learn that here. I'm just kidding. John, we're happy to have you here. You're awesome. You've done some great work for us. Like I said, he helps us out with our IEMG television shows and our live broadcasts that we do over there. Now he's part of the Inland Sports team. World famous, you always have a home here. If you're in town, dude, I don't listen. I don't want to break up your siesta, but if you're ever in town, you can come down here.
This is slightly higher than my siesta by a percentage point or two.
Listen, we need you to give us like a live report from USC one of these. Maybe you'll go like a spring practice, right?
I'll go to spring practice. I'll let you guys know. I'll get the inside and I see my boy Akili every day in the dining halls. So
do you really?
We actually live probably 100 feet from each other.
No kidding.
Yeah. So.
Do you ever talk to him or say what's up?
Well, we'll see each other walking around from class to class, but.
Well, tell him Pep Fernandez said what's up. We're going to talk to him hopefully soon. Have you seen Cody Kessler? Is he on campus or is he out getting ready?
Gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
I think he had the winter graduation.
Oh, he probably
And
did.
now he's trying to play in some professional football league called NFL or something.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Hopefully that works out. So
I think he needs to go down to the Y. That's where the real talent is.
The Y? Is that what he said? All right, hey, the show's brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training. AdrenalineAthletic.com is the website. Check them out for their travel ball teams, their different training programs. They can help you out, for real. Spoiled, quick quality oil change. Don't be like Geoff Gorham and get a dirty handshake from a mechanic. You want the mints, you want the carnation, the nice flower. They're going to treat you right at Spoiled. And Remax Advantage. Nobody sells more real estate. 909-307-5665. Tell them the Inland Sports Show sent you. For Greg Gillette, this guy runs the show, man. For World Famous, thank you for stopping by. Ja Rule, welcome to the team, and we'll see you next week on the one and only Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.